What do you think about this?
Welcome back to the arcade, ladies and gentlemen, and gamers alike. It is that time of the year again. The 2025 Summer Game Fest from the young Jeff Keighley is here. Now, today we're going to be doing our predictions, rumors, and leaks, everything that I have so far. And I just want to let you know this is not only just going to be the Summer Game Fest. This is going to be for the Xbox Showcase, for the rumored PlayStation State of Play, which hasn't been announced just yet as of this recording. Future Game Show, anything that's happening within the span of these next 2 weeks. Nintendo Switch 2 launch, we're going to be covering it all right here in one big video, so I don't have to spam you out with multiple prediction videos. We're going to be streaming every single thing, probably like 4 to 5 streams, even the Kojima Death Stranding 2 Saturday night. We're going to be streaming that as well too, so please lock into the channel. I will have timestamps down below for absolutely everything. So if you're cool with that, please drop a like on the video, and when I say turn on those bell notifications, truly I mean that, because again, we're going to have a lot of content going out this week, so we got to lock in. Anyone that decide to watch me or be here with me, I appreciate you so much. I can't even express through this camera and this microphone how much I do appreciate you. So without further ado, let's get into it. So we're gonna start off with the Xbox Showcase predictions. Like the last 2 years, Xbox Showcases and their partner previews and their developer directs has been pretty like outstanding. They've had some of the best showcases bar none. And these last 6 months, if you have an Xbox Game Pass or PC Game Pass subscription, you've been eating real good. They've had banger after banger after banger come out after having the last few years not be so well in my opinion, but Xbox is easily the most anticipated showcase for me over Summer Game Fest and the rumored State of Play. So these are a few games, and I have my notes here on my phone. These are a few games here from all of my nerd research and just locking in and just being absolutely engulfed in gaming culture, what I think we're going to see there. And if I miss some stuff, that's fine, because I don't want to know absolutely everything, but this is what I have. Now first, a few months ago, a game by the name of Chronos The New Dawn had their announcement trailer, and that was absolutely at an Xbox Partner Direct or Developer Direct showcase where they initially showed that from the Bloober team, coming off all the success they have had. Also with the upcoming Snake Eater game coming out at the end of August, I think this is where we're going to get a release date. And shout out to Bloober team, by the way. I have to say, full disclosure, the PR team reached out to me, and my last reaction, they wanted to use it in some upcoming marketing, so I'm a bit biased when it comes to that. But y'all know, if you've been watching me for a while, you know I'm a Dead Space guy, I'm a Callisto Protocol guy. This is my shit. So getting a release date here, which is supposed to come out this year, I would imagine this is the perfect time for them to announce the release date, probably in the early fall if I had to guess. Another game that's been highly anticipated, a game by the name of Perfect Dark. Now we saw this game, I believe, like a year ago, and the response was pretty mixed. People was trying to figure out if this is real gameplay, was it in-engine gameplay, you know, the whole argument there. But I think this would be the perfect time for them to show some more gameplay in our release date for that. Same thing goes for Fable. Fable's a game that I personally never played, but I know it's been highly loved, highly hyped, and highly talked about. In the last 2 or 3 showings they've had, I think a lot of people were still, at least that I saw in my comments, people wanted to see actual gameplay, even though I thought it was gameplay just last show that they had. I believe they announced that they had to delay it until 2026, which most of us assume anyway. So I think this would be the perfect time to maybe put a release date on it. But you know, in the past, Xbox is real stingy giving out those release dates. If you remember, Hellblade 2 had an entire concert at the Game Awards, and they still didn't announce their release date after showing that game like 4 or 5 times. So be on the lookout for that. Speaking of Hellblade, this would be the perfect time too for them to announce the release date for Hellblade 2 that's coming to PS5. And I did just double check, and they have not announced the release date for Hellblade 2 on the PS5. They just put summer 2025. But the same goes for Starfield. That's been heavily rumored that was going to PS5 as well too. Now I don't think it would be the best place to announce their main titles going over to the rival company at this showcase, because that's not, at least if I'm a Xbox super fan, that's not what I want to see in the middle of an Xbox showcase. Maybe after they can, but that's just me on that part there. Another thing with Gears of War, which still boggles my mind, is just it almost creeped me out whenever they showed the Gears of War remake going to PS5 in August. I think that's in August. And me and my boy that I initially played, me and my best friend that I initially played the original games with back when we was in high school, just every night just cracked out on our mind playing Gears of War on the Xbox, saying like, dude, it's on PlayStation 5 now. Even though I think it's cool and that's just the way it is now, it just still was real weird just to see it. Just imagine whenever Halo info comes, bro. It's gonna be bizarre, man. But hey, that's where we at now, and I'm excited to play it on the PS5 Pro, you know. So I'm looking forward to that. But anyway, I think we're gonna see some extensive gameplay for that, and Gears of War E-Day. I don't think we're gonna get a release date for that just yet. I'm thinking, even though they saying the release date was initially announced for 2026-ish, I don't think we see Gears of War E-Day till 2027, if I'm being honest. But that's just me with no facts whatsoever to back that up. But either way it go, Gears of War will have a showing here at the Xbox Showcase for sure. Also too, I see a lot of people talking about them showing Marvel Blade off this. I'm like, yo, slow down, because they just announced that this game was in pre-production less than 2 years ago at the Game Awards. Now, Blade is one of my favorite superheroes of all time, top 5 easily, and I can easily come over here and do some hype shit and be like, oh, they're gonna show, brother. Black Panther over at EA was in pre-production for 4 years, which is why they primarily got canceled. Pre-production for 4 years, bro. I know Arcane Leon is highly regarded. Unless they got some demons over there working like triple time with some crunch, I don't see an ounce of gameplay being ready to show less than 2 years out, unless they was working on this game many years ago and they just decided to announce it officially there at the Game Awards in 2023, if I'm not mistaken. So I wouldn't hold my breath on that one. But either way it go, that one is to come in the near future. Another one that was extremely hype at this last Xbox Showcase, which I didn't have any skin in the game of, was State of Decay 3. So many people was hype about that. When I watched a lot of reactors beside myself react to that, and they was really hype about it. I never got into State of Decay 3, me personally, but I know the excitement is there, and I believe the time for a release date is definitely more than overdue. Speaking of, another game that really caught my interest was Clockwork Revolution. Is Revolution Evolution? Let me go check. Clockwork Revolution. That was a game from the initial trailer that really caught my interest there. They could have some gameplay. I don't expect a release date for this one, but definitely an extended gameplay look would be greatly appreciated, because I think the only trailer we've gotten so far was the official reveal trailer that was in engine, but that one has my interest for sure. And one of the long time channel members, my boy Spooky for Me, if you watch this, I'm sure you're gonna watch this, from Bethesda, besides the Starfield coming to PS5, this is something that he's been talking about and a lot of people have been talking about for quite some time. It's the Fallout 3 Remaster. Now, given Oblivion Remaster shadow dropping and having the success it did, if they was already working on the Fallout 3 Remaster, this gave them all the confidence they needed to put this out, and I think this will be the perfect time to drop a Fallout 3 Remaster. A lot of people found this channel too from my Fallout 4, my Fallout 3, my Fallout New Vegas videos as a first-time player within these last 12 months. So that right there is probably my most anticipated. That would be like the most hypest reaction for me, is the Fallout 3 Remaster. Hearing that music and seeing that, especially seeing that game updated to today's standards, would be real cool. But I think it's a high chance that the Fallout 3 Remaster falls in this week at some point. And it's going to be on PS5 and Steam too, you know that. So that's going to be cool. And that's all I got for Xbox at this current moment. Again, if more stuff leaks out before then, I'll try to pin it in the comment section below, but that's all I need to know for now. Hopefully I give you enough to get you hype about, because I know I am. Next up, the potential rumored state of play. Now, for the last 4 or 5 years, the cadence has been the same. State of play before Summer Game Fest, then the Xbox Showcase. Then they've had a Ubisoft Forward, a Future Game Showcase, Day of the Dells, a couple things in between there, but that's using the cadences. Throw a Nintendo Direct in there, but the last 2 years they went like further after, but with the Switch 2 coming out, that shit may be all messed up now, because there's no reason for them to drop a Direct, but Nintendo is Nintendo, so who knows. But what I do know is we're definitely getting a state of play. I don't think they're even using the word showcase anymore, which is fine, because that just spikes expectation to the roof. So I'm just fine with them dropping the showcase name and only doing state of play. So this section is going to be real short, because I know what I want to see. I know what I need to see, which is maybe the thumbnail. It's Marvel's Wolverine. We saw this damn game in 2021, and this Game Awards, which was my biggest stream yet, had over 700 people in there, almost at 20,000 views on the VOD. I mean, just absolutely stellar. Blackman's Wukong won some awards. People was upset with Astrobot. It was chaos, right? But when I laid down on this couch back here and I watched Kinda Funny do their reaction after I was all done with my time steps and I was exhausted, my voice was gone, I was dizzy. It was a long ass stream. I laid down on that couch back there and I looked up at this damn rainbow sky and I go, them motherfuckers really didn't show Wolverine, bro. Like, it just burnt my brain, bro. I was like, we really did. I would have bet blood that we was going to see some Wolverine gameplay there. Now, I know with the Insomniac leaks and all that shit that happened, that definitely messed up a lot. But my brother in Christ, 2021 CGI teaser, 45 seconds, 49 seconds to nothing in 2025? I mean, not the data play we're going to see. We got to see, I hope to see Wolverine something, because what else Sony has on the books for this year besides Ghost of Yote that's coming out in October, MLB the show, F1, I don't know. So I think they need something, especially with GTA 6 now officially coming out next year, allegedly. I think it's time for Marvel's Wolverine. They also had that Horizon MMO that leaked out a while ago. I think this would be the perfect time, because you know they love their live service. Shout out Marathon and Concord and Fair Games. They removed the money sign, but we'll talk about that at another date. So I think the Horizon MMO should be there. Days Gone and Blue Point. Oh, Ben Studio and Blue Point, they're completely out the picture. Both of the games they was working on got canceled, so they back to the drawing board. From what we know, we do know Naughty Dog has been working on another game besides the Intergalactic, the Heron Prophet. They've been working on another game. Apparently Neil Druckmann has been overseeing for the last 4 or 5 years. So whatever that is, I have no idea. Some people say Uncharted, which we cast. I don't know, but that's going to be there. That could be there. Santa Monica, what they've been working on. They've been quiet for a long time. Core Bolo got that shit on lock, bro. Ain't nothing leaking out of there. The God of War Greek trilogy, which is again a game that was heavy rumored by every insider that's alive back in December that game is going to be shown at the Game Awards, and nothing. Not even the Game Awards, the PlayStation 30th or whatever it was anniversary, and we didn't get shit. So it's time for Santa Monica to show ass. You know what I'm saying? So they got to show something. I'll take a God of War anything, Kratos anything. I'm Gatos for Kratos. Y'all already know that. If you don't know, now you know. Anyway, that's my state of play hype. But again, at the time of this recording, they don't have anything that's confirmed, but they're doing something, whether it's this week, next week. So this is going to apply until then. But we got to see some Sony. We got to see something. I mean, look at my hoodie. Sony, we got to see something, baby. Hold on, Master. All right, I'm on too much coffee. Anyway, now let's get to the main event. Young Jeff Keighley, the Summer Game Fest 2025. Now I want to temper expectations, because given the history of the Summer Game Fest since 2021, when it was first announced by Jeff Keighley when he told E3 to fuck off, the biggest game announcement that he's had at this event was Elden Ring. And that was, of course, he has a great relationship with From Software, and that was during the lockdown, during COVID. So this is the perfect spot. This was the perfect spot to reveal it. And I mean, it is finally time.
Okay, guys, now it's time for the grand finale to the show. This is extremely special. It comes from one of our industry's most acclaimed developers and a previous Game of the Year winner at the Game Awards. So, without further ado, it is finally time.
Someone must extinguish thy flame.
Now, at the time, I didn't know what Elden Ring was. I didn't know what a Souls-like was. Even when it came out, I hated on it. I said the game was overrated. Horizon Forbidden West was the much better game. Look at Alo flying around on this damn raptor. 2 years later, Elden Ring is the greatest game of all time. I'm 500 plus hours, new game plus 4. This is a long-winded rant just to say, temper your expectations. I'm going to let you know, I'm going to hit you with the facts of what's going to be there based off the partner preview that he put out round 1, based on these studios teasing on Twitter that I've bookmarked, based on when they initially showed this and the relationship Jeff Keighley has. If Jeff Keighley showed the game at first, he's talked about it in other shows, game comes news. I'm gonna have it all right here for you right now. Drop a like in the video. Let's get it. All right, so we're gonna do some rapid fire real quick here. Off the rip, Valve's Deadlock. This is a game that people have been playing for like a year. Gabe Newell has not even acknowledged that the game exists, but Steam Deck and Gabe and Valve and Jeff Keighley, they have a good relationship. So it's not going to be half like 3 years. A lot of people was expecting at the Game Awards, but this would be the perfect time for them to give Deadlock an actual release date, or just a trailer, something, anything. This would be good. Star Wars Eclipse. Now, again, there's a little more power in the sky, but they did put out on May the 4th, they had like a tweet that they interacted with, and I wasn't sure if that was because it was May the 4th or they had something cooking, but this game and Knights of the Old Republic has been in development for quite some time. It has some issues on the back end, but this could be a good spot for that. Game by my most anticipated game coming from Devolver Digital is a game called Skate Store. The game looks absolutely sick. I think a few people was able to get hands-on a few months back. That was real good. I know Skill Up really loved it. And Skate Store is a game because, I'm waiting for Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 and 4 that's coming out, I believe, next month. So this is a game that I'm looking for that's a different perspective in the Tony Hawk games that I play, so I'm excited about that one. They did delay it, so this will be the perfect time to give it a release date. Another game that was revealed at the State of Play game, Baby Steps, the Streamer's Delight game, where you playing as a baby, got a onesie on, you got to keep your balance. This is a game I plan on streaming. This is a game I've been interested in since I first saw the concept, and a release date for this would be perfect. This seems like the perfect Summer Game Fest game. So many studios are going to be there just showing their Swiss 2 versions of the game because it's promotion. I know CD Projekt Red is going to be there with Cyberpunk 2. With Cyberpunk on the Swiss 2, which they confirmed on Twitter because people was getting all crazy. They was like, hold on, cowboy, we ain't even showing no Witcher 4 or no Cyberpunk Chicago. This is going to be Cyberpunk on the Swiss 2, as most of us normal-minded folks kind of assumed. Ubisoft not doing the Ubisoft Forward this year because last year they invited me to Los Angeles to the Ubisoft Forward, but this year they're not doing anything. Now, Jeff Keighley has not put out that round 2 of, this would be the perfect time for them to either show Assassin's Creed Jade, since they only have 1 or 2 things that's in development right now. And I mean, they probably have more, but they have Splinter Cell as well too, which I don't think we're going to see that there, which could be, but I don't think so. Or them showing Assassin's Creed Black Flag. They've been teasing a lot on Twitter here lately, so Assassin's Creed Black Flag or Assassin's Creed Jade would be the perfect time to slide that over to Summer Game Fest, as they done even last year. Like, they got some of Ubisoft's initial reveals, and it was like, hey, more to show at the Ubisoft Forward. So I think this would be the perfect time for them to do that because they've done it before. Crimson Desert, time for them to get a release date for Pearl Abyss. I mean, they could show that damn Doki Doki game that they showed again back in 2021 that we saw the trailer of the freaking kids dancing. It looked like Fortnite something, but we know that's probably not likely because they pushed that to the side, if I'm not mistaken, to focus on Crimson Desert. And especially as crazy as this game looks, this looks like a full plate there, and they're still slated to be coming out for 2025, which I definitely don't believe. But that's what they're saying, and this is going to be the perfect spot for them to drop their release date. But I'm afraid if it comes out 2025, it's going to be a performance mess. But that's just my opinion on that one. Another one, speaking of games that we saw and we didn't know if it was ever coming out or not, it's a game called Eel. Back in 2021, I was doing a lot of horror content, and I saw this game that I 100% thought was fake. The game called Eel. It looked disgusting, but it looked amazing at that time. But I didn't think it was never going to come out. I was seeing so many concept and Unreal Engine games at that time. But apparently, if you look over here, Team Cloud mark the date, Summer Game Fest. They are indeed going to be there, so be on the lookout for that. Eel confirmed. Next up, trailer and announcement. A potential leak shows that Arc Raiders recorded its presentation on a VHS tape to keep it secret. As you know, initially Arc Raiders was announced at a Jeff Keighley show. This was Game Awards 2021. I know because I watched that shit like a million times, and I actually did a breakdown on Arc Raiders and the technology that they was using with the AI and the machine learning way back in 2021. Nobody had done it on the internet, so I'm proud of that one. Well, luckily I've been getting comments lately on that video that the algorithm is pushed back to the top, and people saying the age like fine wine, baby. And after this last beta test or alpha test, whatever the hell it was, tech demo, is what I saw many years ago before I even touched the game, that the game is fucking fire. This is the moment that they're going to be getting the release date for Arc Raiders, whether it is the early access or however they do that shit. Either way it go, I believe they're going to give a release date. I believe it's going to be a shadow drop. I think it's going to be available right after the show is over. 100% we're back in there. And if you played that tech test, which I did, I put a lot of hours into it. It is, I don't even like extraction shooters, and just the sound, audio, and the vibe and the aesthetic, fucking amazing and original. I'm looking at you, Marathon, you mother. Dying Light 2, The Beast. They showed this game about a year or two ago. I thought this shit was out already, by the way, but clearly it was not. But anyway, they're going to be there. They even put their little eye emojis about Jeff Keighley on his tweet, because you see the studio is there. Techland, yeah, Techland will be there, and that's going to be a release date for Dying Light The Beast. 100%. Speaking of shadow drop, another shadow drop I believe is going to happen is NeoWiz. They're going to be there showing Liza P Overture, Liza P DLC. I've yapped about this game a million times on this channel, but hopefully if the algorithm does its job, it's a lot of new people that find me, but if not, hey, what can you do? This is where we're going to get the release date. They've been saying that this is going to come out summer, so I think this is going to be another game that's shadow drop, or it's going to be available within the next few days for sure. I'm so excited about this game. I'm not excited about them adding the difficulty, but I know people say let people play the way they want to play. I just want people to suffer the way I had to suffer. Is that gatekeeping? Probably. I got my ass whooped in that game, and I want everybody else to get their ass whooped too. So that's just me. But I'm currently working on a platinum in this game, by the way, for a future video. So I'm disgustingly excited about this. I mean, like level 9.5 out of 10. So, but I think we're going to see the Liza P. I know we're going to see the Liza P Overture DLC release date, but I think it's going to be a shadow drop or within the week. for sure. There's been another rumor about a Deadpool VR game that's going to be there showed. I don't have any grounds about this, but yes, there's a rumor suggesting a Marvel's Deadpool VR game is in development, potentially exclusive to MetaQuest. We know Jeff Keighley and MetaQuest has a fantastic relationship, and MetaQuest is confirmed to be there, and it may be announced at the Summer Game Fest. So that should be pretty interesting. The Arkham Shadows game, which I haven't played yet because I haven't got a MetaQuest, which I plan on doing around Christmas time when it's on sale. But if MetaQuest want to send your boy one, let me. With Neil Patrick Harris too being Deadpool. So either way it go, that's going to be pretty lit. Any new superhero games, I'm all down for, whether it be VR or not. Another game that was revealed a few months ago that really came in swinging was a game that I'm extremely interested in. Speaking of, well, not speaking of superheroes, but I was talking about Marvel Blade. But a game about vampires is a game, The Blood of the Dawn Walker. At the end of this trailer, they put gameplay reveal summer 2025. 100% this is the perfect Jeff Keighley reveal Summer Game Fest. So Blood of the Dawn Walker, the hype is real. That cinematic and that gameplay teaser that we got at the end, as you may be seeing here, looks fucking sick. These are former CD Projekt Red devs. They worked on The Witcher. They know what they are doing, and since the gameplay of this is on the top of tops of my list, 100% Blood of the Dawn Walker will be seen this week. Sega's going to be there. Now they could show a range of things. They're going to show the new Sonic racing game, or to give a release date for that. I think they had some play tests going on a while ago. Virtual Fighter 6 gameplay. Now this was like a concept that they showed, but the game looks anything like what we're seeing right now. If there's anything close to that, bro, it could be the greatest game of all time, the greatest fighting game of all time. If not, then they also had a game called Project Sentry that looked so fucking cool. Could be that as well too. But either way it goes, Sega's been on fire lately since they kind of revamped everything. Hell, it could be the Crazy Taxi release date. It could be anything. Whatever Sega is showing, no matter what showcase is on Xbox, Summer Game Fest, PlayStation, wherever it's at, that is going to be hype, and I'm looking forward to it. It could be one of many things because they're cooking a lot of shit in that Sega kitchen right now. One game that I'm personally looking forward to, again, this is maybe a me thing, Turok Origins. During the Game Awards, when they revealed that shit, I was like, is this Turok? And I was just saying it because it's like an old game that I played with my brothers on N64, and seeing seeing that Turok logo, bro, I was so excited, bro. So I don't know the game's probably gonna be terrible, but I'm still excited for it. So maybe we get some gameplay here, or some more gameplay, or a release date window or something like that. But I'm looking forward to seeing more Turok. But again, this is a me thing, and not 100% confirmed. Jeff Keighley's best friend, Hideo Kojima, the GOAT himself. I know that because my Kojima glaze again, I can't help myself. So Kojima is obviously confirmed to be there. He's the first guest that Jeff Keighley confirmed is going to be there. Now, initially, seeing that he's going to be there, it's like, oh, he's going to be there talking about Death Stranding 2. That kind of makes sense, right? Since it comes out at the end of this month, which I'm very excited about. Just beat Death Stranding 1 if you hadn't watched that. I'll leave the link down in the description below. But they recently announced that Kojima will have his own showcase Sunday night after the Xbox showcase, revealing the first Death Stranding 2, I guess, walkthrough or gameplay or whatever the hell it is. We're going to be streaming that too, so if you're a Death Stranding fan, please pull up with your boy. It's going to be a late night stream, good vibes. I'm so excited about that. But that leads me to think, okay, well, he's not going to be there talking about Death Stranding 2. Why would he? He got a whole fucking showcase the day after that. He's going to be there showing OD gameplay, the one that was supposed to be, but shit, he could do that at the Xbox showcase too. I don't know. Well, either way it go, I don't think it's going to be physics, because I mean, that game is still in development. So I think it's going to be something related to OD, or maybe a podcast. It's going to be something weird, but I do not think it's going to be for Death Stranding 2, because he has a whole fucking showcase. But again, I've seen stranger things happen, but my hope and prayer that it's going to be OD, even though it had to be delayed a little while because of the actors strike and shit like that. But who knows, man. I'm excited to see. I'm a Kojima fan, so I'm one of the ones that no matter what he does, I'm excited about. So yes, we'll see. Owl Interactive, they're going to be there. They're confirmed to be there. They have two games that they're working on. They have a game called Project Fantasy, which is like an open world online fantasy RPG. Get the shit out of my face, I don't care. But they have the new Project 007 game that was revealed a while ago. This would be the perfect spot. This is the spot where they're going to show us some brand new 007 gameplay. The makers of Hitman. I don't know, man. I'm a big GoldenEye fan, so I don't know what this is going to be. I'm almost scared because I don't want them to fuck this up, but I'm very interested to see, because they're confirmed to be there in Project 007. Breaking news: as I'm editing this video, IO Interactive have came out and officially revealed that the gameplay will be showed this week for their new game. It's called 007 First Light, with a reveal set this week as reported by VGC. And once again, your boy's right. Drop a like on the video. video. This is it. So I'm interested and very, very, very nervous. And well, believe it or not, this is a section that I actually forgot to add in when I was recording originally. This is for Capcom. I am a Capcom creator, so I'm extremely biased, but I made a video talking about Pragmata getting a gameplay update from Dust Golem. He's a notorious Capcom insider / leaker. He's also literally just came out this morning that was reported by Insider Gaming that Resident Evil 9 is reportedly set to reveal at Summer Game Fest, like 95% sure. And I totally believe that, because as I said in that earlier video, besides Street Fighter 6 DLC package, also another fighting game, what else is Capcom here to show? And it has to be Resident Evil 9 or the long-awaited Pragmata. It's been almost, what, 4 years since we got a mainline Resident Evil game? Well, Resident Evil Village came out in, what, 2020, 2021? And since then, we've only got RE4 Remake, which was awesome. So this time, I'm 100% confident that we're going to see Resident Evil 9 at the Summer Game Fest. And if the PlayStation State of Play, we could see Pragmata, since that's supposed to be a PlayStation exclusive. I'm so curious as to what this game is going to look like. There's been so many rumors about it being an open world game. Originally, it was going to be a multiplayer game that was canceled, thank God. Either way it go, Resident Evil 9 reveal or Pragmata at Summer Game Fest or PlayStation Showcase, 1,000,000%. Lock in. And last but not least, Destiny 1's the most anticipated game coming out of China, besides the Blackpink Wukong DLC, Phantom Blade Zero. Now, we got the trailer back in January of the Year of the Snake. It said, Soulframe himself said, I think at the end of the trailer, it even said that the release date will be revealed this summer. Now, I don't know if this is going to be at the Summer Game Fest. Again, they have a relationship with Jeff. PlayStation Showcase, I'm sorry, the PlayStation State of Play, which is likely since it's a PlayStation exclusive. Either way it go, and in the next 2 weeks, we're going to know the release date for Phantom Blade Zero. I myself supposed to be going out and playing this game at the studio in Los Angeles. I don't think it's going to be able to happen this month, but we're working on something else. They're going to blow your fucking mind if and when it happens. That's all I can say. I don't even know if I was supposed to say that, but brother, it was unbelievable. Trust me on that. That's not me just gassing because I'm a YouTuber. This is some shit that I showed my wife, who was like, oh, like crazy. So I'm biased when it comes to, obviously, a lot of these Chinese wuxia games, or these hack and slash, or these, these hype games like this, but I'm not the only one. This one deserves it all, because this shit looks amazing, and I can't wait to get the release date window. GTA 6 coming out in May, allegedly. I think that's gonna throw a mucking wrench in a lot of people's release date plans come 2026. The Phantom Blade Zero is not one of them, but that is to remain to be seen. And so far, and ladies and gentlemen, that is all I have. I've been talking for 42 minutes, so I gotta get this video edited down dramatically, and this video is going to be dead within like the next week or so anyway, but I love doing this. So I hope you had fun. I hope I gave you some shit that you hadn't thought about in a while, and most importantly, I hope you join me for all the live streams this week, even if you only had a chance just to pop by, because I'm not like your top YouTuber you watch, but just pop by and say what's up. That would mean a lot to me. I will have my live stream unlisted because it's too early to put it up now, but just for you can just click it and like it and turn on the notifications so you can pop by whenever it's time. Again, I have a PlayStation Showcase, so State of Play is announced after this video comes out. Then of course I'll be streaming that as well too. But I'm very, very excited. I needed this. My morale has been to the floor lately, so I need this week with the Nintendo Switch 2, all these streams, just the passion and the love and the hype of video games usually is when I get the most eyeballs anyway. If this is your first time watching me, I hope it's not your last. I will catch y'all in a few days. Peace.